I'm going to call Mr. Crowley back up. He's going to introduce our last speaker of this evening. And we're almost done. Hang in there. You've been wonderful. Let's finish strong.
It is my honor to introduce the class of 2015's class president, Mr. Ethan Mara. Ethan is the son of Bill and Casey Mara of Cannonsburg. Ethan's Big Mac career includes several academic and extracurricular highlights. For the past 2 years, Ethan has had the honor of serving as your class president. As a talented musician, Ethan has spent the past 4 years as an integral member of the Big Mac Marching Band. During that time, Ethan has served as a drum major, field conductor, and a member of the drum line. Ethan has also been inducted into the National Honor Society and Latin Honor Society. Ethan has also served as the announcer for our lacrosse team and as a host for our annual talent show. In addition to all these endeavors, Ethan has served as a lector at St. Patrick's Catholic Church and as a closing manager at Zoom. Ethan will continue his academic career at the University of Pittsburgh, where he will pursue a double major in communications and political science. Please help me welcome the class president for the class of 2015, Mr. Ethan Mara.
Good evening, fellow classmates, family, friends, people that wandered in here. I think I speak for all of us when I say that there aren't any words in the English language to describe how overwhelmed I feel right now. Everything that we have worked for and everything that we've been through has culminated in tonight's event. I quote Andrew Baines Bernard from The Office when I say that I wish there was a way to know that you were in the good old days before you actually left them. Now, that's not to suggest that every day we spent high upon this hill was good. Quite the contrary, in fact. And I really used to struggle with the absurdity of all of this high school nonsense. Some days it felt a little too much like indentured servitude, while others felt like I was the king of a hideously blue and mustard-colored castle. And during this crisis of self-realization, a certain English teacher of mine showed to our class an essay by Albert Camus entitled The Myth of Sisyphus. And a quick plug to that certain English teacher, Mr. Hiron, who I don't believe is here tonight. You've opened the door to a bounty of life knowledge that has affected me on such a profound level that I'll never be able to stress to you how much it means to me. Maybe you're watching at home. I don't know. Back to the essay, Camus outlines the story of the Greek hero Sisyphus, doomed by the gods to push a boulder to the top of a hill, only to have it fall back down again. He was to repeat this task for the rest of his life, and the utter hopelessness of this punishment is enough to make any man shudder. Yet Camus suggests that happiness and the absurd are two sons of the same earth. In other words, we are bound to encounter situations where we feel as if all of our efforts are being exerted for nothing. It is so easy to look back on high school and say that it was certainly one of those situations, but this crushing truth can perish from being acknowledged. Therefore, I ask all of you to look back on our time together and realize that even if it was all for nothing, for a brief period in time we were one class, one unit of people who affected each other either directly or indirectly. And as we advance to another mountain in which we must again work for what seems like an eternity, we can imagine ourselves happy. Happy with the good times and the bad, and grateful for the experiences that we gained. And even if you look back on our time together and say, one cannot deny that for the last 1,380 days, we were a part of one family. And I really do hate referring to us as that, but we were a nearly 400-member family. Dysfunctional, rambunctious, and wacky, and adjectives that can be kicked off the mic. Our stern but caring Papa Dave, the mean uncle who is nice to you in one-on-one situations, Uncle Bill, and our loud neighbor who's always stopping us before we try to get out of the driveway, Mr. Drakeley. I wouldn't be able to explain every aspect of our family in the time allotted, and I'd have the mic shut off before I finished telling stories of the things that we've done. Yet here we all stand in this room together for the very last time. And before I exit this room, I feel as if this is an appropriate time for me to speak up personally. I have a number of people to thank before I set down from this podium. First, to my mother, who is both my biggest fan and critic. You're the strongest woman I know. The respect and success you have achieved has inspired me since a young age. Everything I do is for you. Thank you for everything you have given to me. To my father, if there were one man I could ever emulate, it would be you. You are my best friend. And I strive to one day turn into the honorable man that you have become, and to lead the good life that you have taught me. Excuse me, Kate. To my beautiful sister, you are already maturing into the incredible woman I know you will become. I have no advice for you. In fact, I have learned so much from you. I have never and will never lose faith in you. And to my brother, you do the whip better than anyone I've ever met. I strive to be a positive influence on you and hope that you will look back and remember this time when I stood in front of a few thousand people and said that I love you dearly. Sorry. I'm fortunate enough to have both sets of grandparents in my life. To my Gram and Pap, thank you for taking care of me for all those years. I will never regret or forget how much time I've spent at your house. The only thing that I regret, Gram, is that you didn't pass on your cooking skills to my mother. To my grandma and grandpa, thank you for countless memories, funny stories, delicious meals, and life lessons that I've learned from you. I love all four of you very much. To my aunts, uncles, and relatives, especially those in attendance tonight, thank you for simply being there in my life. Your influence has shaped who I am today, and I cannot begin to explain how much your love and support has meant to me. Lastly, to my cousin Jake, you've been my role model since I was 8 years old. Thank you for your constant friendship and for every time you answer the phone when I need your help. God, jeez. And scene. Moving from family to friends. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention a certain special birthday girl in the audience. Madison, it goes without saying that you're too good for me. And after all this time, you still continue to stand by my side. And that makes all this worth it. I love you, and your effect on me will last a lifetime, and thank you for that. To those Disney-loving freaks, I have never belonged to a group before I met you. Thank you for your acceptance, your kindness, your understanding, and above all, your friendship. I will thank all of you individually when the time is appropriate. God. To my first 4 friends here at Canon Mac, Jesse, Jake, Alec, and Ty. I know we drifted apart, but I have not forgotten our time together, and I wish to thank you, for without you, I wouldn't have known anybody. To Connor, George, and Adam, my main men, I only wish we could have spent more time together. Your friendship has meant so much more to me than you guys know. I call Ben next time we're at Connor's. To Mr. Falvo, you have taught me so much on what it means not only to be a good leader, but a good man. And I think Mr. Drake left. He probably did after I made fun of him. Thank you for being the best teacher I've ever had and an even better friend. Okay, Finally, to every CM student that I've ever had just a pleasant conversation with, thank you. My 8th grade class at St. Patrick's consisted of 4 people, including me. That wasn't even a joke. It was, needless to say, incredibly difficult adjusting. Yet you welcomed me into that family, and here I stand today. That is something that I will cherish for the rest of my life. No matter what any other district may say about this school, they cannot question how close-knit we have become. They may call us fat, they may call us country, but we will push through it as we always have done. We have banded together when the going gets tough, and the going got tougher than any of us could have imagined our junior year. When I look back on these 4 years, I will remember how we rallied around one certain individual who taught us a thing or two about living. No one can ever question our sense of unity or our emphasis on family when they look back and see how the entire community came together in the name of 2 words. I ask all of you to apply that same love and respect that we had for each other during the Luke Strong campaign to every aspect of your life. Apply the... Apply the same sense of camaraderie and friendship that we shared waiting outside the cafeteria as it nearly burned to the ground. Apply the same excitement and energy you had when the drum line kicked in and the football team stormed past the half-naked Zach Mansman. Apply the same care and dedication that you possessed when you began studying months and months beforehand for your SATs and finals. And above all, apply each and every lesson we learned here at CM, whether it be a positive or a negative one. Whether you loved or hated this building, for the last 4 years, it was your rock. You are finally at the top of the mountain, and the stone will no longer roll down the hill. Our work here is finished. And as we progress onward to a new hill, or a new city, or a new state, I leave you all with these words. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, the rain fall soft upon your fields, and until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Thank you.
I want you to be seated for one more time.